Welcome to the Business Miracles Podcast. I'm Heather Dominick, founder of BusinessMiracles.com. Since 2010, I've been training highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders from around the globe to work less while making more impact and income by doing things differently. I'm so glad you've joined me. Listen in and get ready for a shift in the way you view yourself, your work, your life. A Business Miracle. This is A Course in Business Miracles podcast, episode 141, Create What You Want, part 1, Neutralize Your Nervous System. In part 1 of this 3-part episode series, I'm sharing the first step to confidently creating anything you want. Anything you want as a highly sensitive entrepreneur and leader. You'll also learn a powerful exercise that I personally use. This exercise will instantly reset your nervous system when you find yourself overloaded and overwhelmed. All so that you're quickly able to shift out of what I call your HSE shadows and into your HSE strengths. We're going to begin with an energetic exercise. Allow your hands to be free. Take a moment to bring yourself to a centered, grounded position, feet evenly planted on the floor. With that, I now invite you to take one of your hands, it doesn't matter if it's right or left, and you're going to bring it into a perpendicular position with the thumb facing your heart. You can bring that thumb touching your heart, and then take a moment to now bring that hand about 8 inches away from the front of your body. Let's take a breath in and let it out. And now with that hand perpendicular and your thumb facing your heart, take a moment and wave your hand back and forth as if you're crossing over a midline. And allow yourself to energetically connect in. And it's as if your hand is the needle on a compass. And you should, as you begin to connect in, feel your way into what your midline is. Meaning you'll be able to feel a higher energy or pressure if you're offline, either way. And find that midline for you, and it may or may not be exactly center, but you'll feel it. It's as if whoosh, it comes into its resting place. Allowing that hand to, again, find its center and feel the energy. Start to see if you can connect in to an energetic shift that happens when you align the palm with your midline center. You're connecting your palm to midline, which opens communication to your whole energetic system. From this centered connection, you open a channel for commands to be received by your nervous system. From this centered connection, you can make commands that will affect your nervous system. A primary command that we want to use from this space is the command of correct, neutral, now. Correct, neutral, now. I'm going to invite us to say that all together. Correct, neutral, now. With your hand placed in midline, accessing your whole energetic system, choosing the command of correct, neutral, now. You are bringing everything back into neutral. Anything that's been thrown off comes back into neutral. It's as if you are literally bringing your nervous system back online. You can make additional commands from this space. Commands such as eliminate all fear from my body, my mind, and my emotions. Eliminate all fear from my nervous system. Or the command of bring all back to center now. Or the powerful command of using the word restore. To restore whatever you desire, such as restore trust now. Restore peace now. Restore calm now. The key is the word now. With your palm in that energetic midline point, you are directing a command to your nervous system now, not later, now. So together again, on the count of 3, correct, neutral, now. 1, 2, 3. Correct, neutral, now. Breath in and let it out. Bringing hand to heart and allowing yourself to give a moment to acknowledge any energetic shift that has happened as a way to seal this energetic exercise, this energetic practice. So take a moment. Do you feel different? And if you do, what do you feel? Again, breath in and let it out. Allowing your palm to then float down to your hand or remaining on your heart if you choose. In the early days of the global pandemic, we really leaned in to managing that immense onslaught of what I came to refer to as exceptional times. We had no choice but to respond versus react in the moment. Now, as we travel through these exceptional times, the invitation, the call of highly sensitive leadership is to be proactive, not to wait for the challenge, not to wait for the choice point, not to wait for the fear, but to be proactive in addressing the fear before you feel it, to be proactive in making the decision before you're faced with it, to be proactive in managing the challenge before it's overcome you. The invitation is to choose to create rather than cope or crash. Write that down. To choose to create rather than to cope or crash. As part of where we are and will continue to be in this turning point, this critical point of these exceptional times, no one is coming to save you except you. Write that down. No one is coming to save you except you. Now, most highly sensitives don't get what they want. Most highly sensitives are caught in coping or crashing. Most highly sensitives live their days out being tossed in the coping cycle. These are the 3 reasons that most highly sensitives don't get what they want. Reason number 1, shadows, particularly perfectionism, paralysis analysis, and overprotection. Reason number 2, defaulting to social self, people pleasing. Reason number 3, being run by limiting beliefs, specifically the limiting belief of I am less than. I am less than others because I am different. The invitation is to be proactive through practicing neutralizing. Write that down. To practice crystallizing. Write that down. And to practice focusing. Write that down. Practice neutralizing, practice crystallizing, practice focusing. So when you find yourself, your nervous system, overloaded, overwhelmed, offline, you bring your palm to the center, 8 inches away from your heart, thumb pointing to your heart, finding your midline, correct, neutral, now. Restore power now. Restore trust now. This is not the time to pull back, but this is the time to lean in. To lean in, to create the clarity, to create what you want, income or anything. If you choose in the midst of this turning point to pull back, going forward is going to feel that much more challenging to you. In the midst of these times of intensity, this is the time to double down. Practice neutralizing, practice crystallizing, practice focusing. If you don't have the income that you want, I'm going to go back to why most highly sensitives don't get what they want. It's those shadows. It's that socialized self. It's that limiting belief, which gets in the way of a highly sensitive actually even knowing what they want. So what do you want? You have to know what you want in order to create it. Stop trying to create what you think you're supposed to create because it's what other people are telling you to create or because it's what you believe you have to create in order to be accepted. Stop that now. You can create anything you want. Anything. The only thing that will keep that from you is not knowing what you want. Because of shadows, because of social self, because of limiting beliefs. Dare to allow yourself to be clear about what you want and to take the steps to then create it. You can have what you want. That is why we are here as highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders. Create what you want in order to be able to serve the world.
Thank you for being a part of this Business Miracles podcast episode and for beginning to dip your toe into the journey of highly sensitive leadership training. If you are ready to truly use your sensitivities as strengths in all parts of your work and life, I invite you to connect for a one-on-one chat. You will experience being deeply listened to, and together we'll get a sense of whether the highly sensitive leadership training programs are the best next step for you and your highly sensitive journey at this time. Just go to www.claritycall.com to schedule a conversation. We so look forward to connecting with you. Talk to you soon.